Hey folks, it's Teresa from Stringfield Ridge Farm. I almost forgot to videotape this sauerkraut that I made. We done a video on our cabbage we grown in our garden, and we put it in this big old jar to make homemade sauerkraut. Now you can go back and watch that video and see how we got up to this point. And I just got my jar out and started taking everything out of there. We had the wood pieces on top of it and then rocks on top of that to hold that down and to keep that packed down in there. I had a big cabbage leaf on top of there, so there's that cabbage leaf, plus I pulled a little bit of the kraut off the very top just in case it gets a little funky on top. And so we had 2 big cabbage leaves on there, and then I pulled some of the top funkiness off of the cabbage. Now this was a red cabbage and a regular green cabbage mixed together. That red really made that juice pink. There wasn't a whole lot of red cabbage. I think I only had 1 red cabbage, maybe 2, and but it really filled that up with color. And so I already pulled these off without showing you because I wasn't thinking. But I pulled the wood pieces off that Lee had in there. You can go back and watch that video. And the rocks. And I pulled the cabbage off the top, and there's what I have left. And I've tasted of it. It tastes perfectly. It's kind of according to taste, to how you like it. If you want it more sour or less sour. But I tasted of it, and it tastes perfect to me. So I am fixing to jar some of that up. I'll probably save a couple of pint jars in the refrigerator to eat right away, and then I'm going to can the rest of it. So here we go. I'll show you what I do. Like I said, going over that one more time, if you go back and watch the video of how we got up to this point, and then I had it sitting in a dark place. I had mine sitting in kind of a cooler, dark place just because I didn't want it to get done too fast and be nasty or mold or anything before I could get to it. So because I knew I wouldn't get to it for at least a week, and it's been a week and a few days, I think, a week and a couple of days. So I could have let it probably sit 2 weeks and it still would have been okay, but like I said, I tasted of it and it's perfect, and I don't want to wait any longer, so I went ahead and pulled that out of there. It kind of gets a little funky on the top, but don't be scared of that because that's normal. Every time I've done it, it got just a little bit of funky on top. Just not really mold, just kind of, I don't know, just where it's not completely down in the juice anymore, and it just kind of gets funky on top. So I always scrape that little bit of top off. So there you go. It's ready to go. I'm fixing to get me out about 2 pint jars of it to eat on right away. Put that in the refrigerator and can the rest. Okay, so there's my 3 jars I'm gonna put in the refrigerator. Of course, that's got the red cabbage and the white cabbage mixed together. Looks so pretty. Scrap from the top and the cabbage, I'm gonna throw that in the compost pile. I cleaned up my rocks and my planks that Lee made. Lee had made these planks to fit down in there, and then the rocks on top of it. And just so everyone knows, because there was a question that came up about the cedar planks, that might flavor it, and it didn't. It just tastes like sauerkraut to me. So evidently the cedar didn't make any difference. Someone said that they probably should have been oak planks, which is fine, and but we had done it, so we thought we would try it and make sure, see what happened. And thankfully it did not flavor it, so I would have ruined a whole batch of sauerkraut if it had have. But we'd done it, and so by the time someone made the comment about it, we'd done it, and I said, well, we'll just see what happens. But it sat in there for like a week and a couple of days, and fermented and made sauerkraut. And to me, all it tastes like is sauerkraut. So I think that worked fine. And so now what I'm doing with the rest of it is heating it up. You don't want to boil it, you just want to heat it good, get it good and hot, and then pack it in the jars, and then water bath can it. We'll water bath can it, pints 20 minutes. I think quarts is like 25 minutes, but I usually do pints because it's just me and Lee, and then if the grandkids come over I just grab 2. So mostly I work with pints. Alright, these are hot packed and fixing to go in the water bath canner. Now, I just heated up that sauerkraut is heated up good, and then hot lids put on. The jars were good and warm, not hot, good and warm, and hot lids, and going in this water bath canner. Okay, so there's that canned kraut, and it did turn out all pink looking. That was just from a head of red cabbage. Did we just have one head of red cabbage or 2? And now it looks all red. It turned it all red looking, which is pretty. It's very pretty. But that is sauerkraut, red sauerkraut. And I've got to do a whole nother canning of it, and I've done some green beans today, and we're working on the rest of those onions to dehydrate. So there you go. That's our canned homemade sauerkraut, turned red from just a couple of heads of red cabbage in with a whole bunch of green ones. It was like 9 green ones and a couple of red ones, and it turned the whole bunch red. We had never done that before, tried that before. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe.